Good morning, everybody. This is Lindy. Well, the first thing I want to say is, all of my life I've just had to do, go here, work, always. Never minded. This is the first time in my life I'm like fully at peace. I don't have to be anywhere. I don't have to do anything. I can just do whatever I want. And usually I feel guilty if I'm not doing something, running around or doing this. For some reason, I'm just fully at peace. It's a really nice feeling. And here's Marley for a minute. Here she is, guys. Yep, got her head out the window. We're sitting here enjoying. She just had a little run. So now she's just checking the place out. Thought you wanted to see her. So, this is going to be kind of a random discussion. One of my viewers asked me about who was my favorite singer and who had I seen that I really enjoyed. Well, I can't pick a favorite singer. Many of the singers, I loved their music and their talent. I feel Michael Jackson was a genius. He was given such a gift as a singer. I'm only talking about as a singer. I'm not talking about as a person. I'm only talking about talent and singers. He was fantastic. But controversial, yes. But I think the people that I saw in the 60s, Janis Joplin. We'll just say not impressed. Never bought a record. Didn't listen to her music. Just not impressed. Then I saw Anne Margaret in 1978 in, I want to say Reno, but I think it was Las Vegas. I had a boyfriend who took me to a live show. She was fantastic. This was before she fell, What an entertainer. What an entertainer. She was fabulous. Then I saw Frank Sinatra. I went to one of his. I think his was in Reno. This is, when he wasn't as popular. This is the 80s. So I saw Frank Sinatra. He still had a voice. He just sang. He really didn't perform. And, of course, he was older. I don't know how old he was then. He had to be in his 70s, I think. But he was still a good singer. Then in the 90s, I saw James Brown. And all these shows that we put on, sometimes we got entertainment, or they would get entertainment, live entertainment, for one of the evenings during the weeks we would be there. And James Brown was one of them. It was a very small venue, maybe 50 tables, maybe 100 people. He did a private show. He was fantastic. And he let everybody come up to the stage and talk to him. He'd hug you. Just a great entertainer. And then in the 90s, I saw Debbie Reynolds. Well, I went to a dinner show at her casino when she had it. She didn't have it very long, so I felt really lucky. We had a show, and I booked my ticket. I went by myself, and I had the dinner, and you would buy dinner there, and then you would go into the show. Excellent dinner. The meal was good. No complaints. She greeted everyone at the door going into the show. Everyone. She had a kind word to say to everyone. And she was tiny. You don't realize, you don't realize how the size of these people off screen until you see them. And she was up on stage. She had just turned, I think she said 65. and everybody was telling her to retire. And she's standing up on stage in this fabulous red, tight-fitting dress flowing all the way to the floor, and it's slid up to the hip almost. And she sticks out her leg, gorgeous leg, at 65, and says, "Does this look like a 65-year-old?" And she's dancing and singing. She was fabulous. And then after the show, she came off stage, and she again greeted everyone who was sticking around, because she said on the stage, "I'll take my picture with you if you want one." And it was I don't know, $5 or $10, I can't remember, but I wanted one. And I also wanted to go. She had a small museum inside the casino on the floor of the clothing she had collected. I got to see Marilyn Monroe's white dress, that one that flies up. She had that. And she had a bunch of things everywhere. So I walked through that, and I was waiting for her, and she came out, and you know, she was just as kind and as sweet as you could possibly ever want. Fabulous singer, great entertainer, a very kind, sweet person. And I said something like, "Thank you so much I've enjoyed all your movies my whole life." And she looked at me and she goes, "Thank you. Without you and everyone who's ever been my fan, I wouldn't be here." I mean, it was, and I had my picture taken, which you've seen. I did a video on that. I think that was her. She was so gracious to everyone. So gracious. That's old entertainer. I wished I had seen more people. I had the opportunity to see some, and I just didn't take it because I don't really like huge crowds. All these shows I went to were smaller. The biggest one I went to was the Janis Joplin, and it was open air. It was so crowded, and in the 60s, you know, they were all crazy and drugs, and yeah. That one I just really didn't care for, but it doesn't really matter, you know. So I thought I would talk about, you know, some of the stars I've seen in person. You know, it's just been a interesting life, really. I feel very blessed to have been. I was just always in the right place at the right time for some reason, for most things, you know. So I think I just wanted to talk to you about that. And I can't think of, I was trying to respond to my subscribers. I'm still thinking about, for my members, now that I have this computer, but I can't, for some reason I can't use my hotspot. I don't know. My son's going to have to help me figure it out. I have to have the hotspot on the phone to use the computer, and I don't have the hotspot. It doesn't work. Something's wrong. Because I want to do, if I can figure it out, and also I don't want to give my phone number out. So I've got to figure out how to do a Zoom call to my memberships. I'd like to do a Zoom call once a month if I can get this all set up. And, you know, once a month. I think that's plenty, you know, because I have so many other things in the fires. And I think I told you my granddaughter's designing some stickers for me, which I would like to send out to my members. But long story short, I'm very happy. I'm very content. It's very quiet. Marley's just a joy. She's just a joy. And every day she gets, well, now she won't leave my side. Wherever I'm at in the van, she's got to be there right beside me. When I took her to Jason's, I couldn't even go to the bathroom. You know, I'd shut the door and she'd be right there, you know. So we're becoming very, very, very attached at the hip. And every morning she's running, and I mean, we walk a lot during the day, but she's looking out the window. But you just saw her. She's my guard dog. Doesn't like anybody coming close to the van. She doesn't bark real loud, but she'll bark 2 or 3 times to let you know somebody's there. Anyway, I'm not going to make this video about Marley. But I'm glad you enjoyed the trip. That trip wasn't, you know, I hate windy roads, but I do okay on them. And the lake was beautiful. It was a beautiful day. Wasn't a wasted trip, you know. I really wanted to stay somewhere for 3 or 4 days, you know, just to be away from where I'm at. There's nothing wrong with where I'm at. I just thought it would be different. So I'm not going to do that again until I'm settled into certain things. And I have things I have to do for Marley. I want to chip her, and she has to be spayed. You know, I don't want her out in the wilderness not spayed. So there's lots of things I still have to do. So I'll be in the area for a little while. Anyway, thank you for watching. I'll see you next time. Oh, I'm going to do my live tonight, just so you know. It's at 5 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time, PDT. I keep getting confused. I want to say Pacific Standard Time, but no. It's daylight time. I'll see you later. You have a great day. Thanks for watching, Camel.